Hello world, and welcome to the Mecca of Mastery TV. I'm your host Mecca. If it is your mission to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life, then you're in the right place. On this episode of Mecca Mastery TV, we are speaking about personal development. And the topic of this video is why you don't feel important in life. Let's get straight into the video. So, I've had times in my life where I felt like my voice was not heard. You ever recall a moment in your life, let's say when you were in school, and the teacher will ask you to answer a question. They ask the class, blah, 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 what's the answer to the question? And you're like hesitant to raise your hand or not. And you say to yourself, I'm not going to raise it. I'm wrong. I don't know. I might be wrong. Then the teacher calls on another student. Student raises his hand and says the answer, and you think to yourself, what the? That was the answer. I had the same answer. See, we grow up in a world where we are taught to ask before doing anything in our lives. We were brought up this way, especially in the school system. You have to ask to go to the bathroom. You have to ask. You have to raise your hand to ask a question, to answer a question. You have to ask for permission all the time. So when it comes to when you are ready to just flourish in life, when it comes to adulthood, it's confusion. That's why I don't agree with the system, because it's like contradicting. Because you become an adult and you have to make these certain choices for yourself and decide for yourself. But we are not brought up to decide for ourselves. We are brought up to ask for acceptance, ask questions, to ask for permission first. And most people don't feel important because we wait for the acceptance and the approval of other people. This is why you don't feel important. And this is why I don't agree with the system, with the school system and just most systems, because they teach us one thing, and then when we get dropped into the real world, we have to perform the opposite way. They teach us to, smile, put your game face on. If you feel bad, smile, put your game face on. But then when you get into the real world, you learn that if you smile and put your game face on, when behind the real mask is a frown and you don't express those feelings, then you're hurt and you're depressed. And then if you don't get what you need to get out, that's why you're living the way you're living and you feel down. Anyways, that's why I didn't agree with the system, because they teach us to always ask for acceptance. For example, let's say you are meeting up with a friend. Most people have to ask, oh, where do you want to go and eat? What do you want to go and shop at? When deep down inside, deep down, you already know what it is that you want to eat. You know what type of outfit that you want to wear out to the movies tonight. You already know what you want to go look at. You already know this. But because we were conditioned and taught to ask first, we would make believe that this is something that being polite. Is it not polite to tell people what you want? No, don't be rude and say, this is what I want. If I don't get this, I am not going with you. I am not doing this. No, that is not the way. But being polite is telling people what you want. It's not polite to have people lead you and you always follow their lead, because then you're not being who you really are and you're being false to these people. So instead of saying, oh, can we go to this restaurant? Say, perhaps I was thinking to go to this restaurant because this is something that I want. This is what I fancy. Is that something that you are wanting as well? Or if you're meeting with somebody, you both choose what you want. You come to a mutual decision of something that you both want, instead of waiting for somebody to make a decision for you and you having to feel like acceptance. This is why you don't feel important in your life, because everything that we have been doing, we always have to wait to get the acceptance for others. For example, you ask your friend or your neighbor or your husband or your wife or your girlfriend, boyfriend, when you wear something, you say, how does this look? Does this look right with my hair? How does this look right for filming? Is this the right color I should wear for my filming? Does this dress look right? How does this look right for work? How does this look for the interview? And what happens is we trust other people's judgment more than ours. So in the end, we don't feel like we're important at the end of the day because we didn't choose it. We didn't choose the decision for us. And sometimes some people's judgment is good. Some people's advice is good because we're not always right. But how can we be wrong with ourselves when something is coming from us? So I started to realize, to gain trust in myself, was for me to make small decisions for myself, just on the small level. And we don't feel important because we don't trust ourselves. And we weren't taught to trust ourselves because we have to ask for everything. Why do you have to ask to go to the bathroom? Why do you have to ask a question? What is that? That doesn't even make sense. So you get into the real world and you ask permission for every single thing. And then at the end of the day, you don't feel important. You don't feel like your voice was heard because you didn't choose nothing. I know, it's crazy, ain't it? Crazy. So what I have learned to do was choose for myself. For example, I do yoga. I'm doing yoga once or twice a week and I love it. And when the yoga instructor give you instructions, usually with yoga, if we're doing like a moon salutation or we're going into a nice tree pose, I use to listen to the instruction and, you know, open my eyes up and look at other people. And I wasn't the only person that do this, because this is majority of people. Majority of people wait to see what others are doing before they make a move. And then I would go into my pose, or I would see how other people are doing, if they were going for it or going, you know, trying to extend in something, and I would do it. I had to learn to just trust my own judgment, you know. And if I was going to be corrected by the instructor, I will wait for the instructor to correct me, not for anybody else or myself to correct me. Yeah, the instructor is there to give me feedback, not to tell me how I should do things myself. It is my practice, and that's why I love yoga. You have to choose little things in life. Instead of asking people what you should eat, how it look for what you should wear, how does this look? Where will you want to wear? You know, should you go here? Should you wear this? Should you go? You know, people go on vacations and ask people where the places they should go, where should they stay. No, that's their experience. What about you having your own experience? So you can go and tell them and share with them where you went. Yeah, maybe, okay, it was a nice place, or, you know, that's something that they liked, that was in alignment with who they are, that gave them juice and it gave them flow. It may not be the same for you. You have to go and find your own experiences. And this is down to people not trusting themselves. We don't trust ourselves because we were never taught to trust ourselves, to trust our own judgment. Don't wait on nobody to make decisions for your life. That's why you got the majority of people that works for people. The majority are employees, and there's only few business owners. There's only a few millionaires and billionaires, and the majority of people are middle class or poor, because those are the people that take directions from the people higher up. These people are no better than you. Only thing that they do is they trust their own judgment. They trust their own decisions and choices that they make for themselves. So start with the little things for yourself. Start making choices about what you will wear, you know, instead of asking people for permission. Try not to ask. Tell people what you want. And then at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month, just your life in general, you will feel more fulfilled, because you will feel like you put your mark in the ground, that you had a place, that what you wanted was important. That's why you don't feel important, because you don't trust yourself, and because you're afraid, because you're asking for permission. And now when you look at it, you think about it, you say, wow, I've been living my life like this. This was me. I was like, wow, I've been living my life with this, like this. I always have to ask my boyfriend, is this the right? I used to say this, was this the right thing to do? Does this look right? Would you do this? Would you do that? But he's not me. Even though he has the best interest for me, even though genuinely he cares about me, but he's not me. I have to make my decisions for me based on what I like, my characteristics, and what I want for myself. And you know what? You might not know where to start, and that's all right. But if you wish to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life, I will be happy to do one-on-one coaching sessions with you. Just hit me up at meccabookings@gmail.com. And we always say here at Mecca Mastery TV, we encourage you to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life. You go out into the world, you kick a whole lot of action. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything, because you can do whatever you put your mind to. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this. You are part of the family now, and share this video with somebody you love, because sharing is caring. I'm sending my love, my energy, my peace and gratitude your way. Until next time, I see you in the next episode. Peace.